Hello, Empowered Woman. Welcome to this episode of the Empowered Woman podcast. Today, we're continuing on with the Empowered Woman book and path series, where I'm interviewing several women who have read and left a review on my book about the 5 steps on the Empowered Woman path. And they also shared their personal empowered path to success in life and business. My next guest is Tabitha CROCKER. She's a membership coach and founder of Present Profitable Mom. She's passionate about empowering mom entrepreneurs to earn consistent, sustainable, scalable revenue, doing work they love in 10 hours a week or less with littles by your side. She's obsessed with the power of membership models and community. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on personal growth, visibility, and profit for women entrepreneurs. If you're wanting to start believing in yourself, giving yourself permission to succeed, and let your voice be heard to make an impact in the world as an entrepreneur, this is the place for you. I am so glad that you're here. My name is Marta Spurk, and I'm your host, triplet mom, woman empowerment coach, and all things motivation extraordinaire. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode. Hi, Tabitha. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
I am so excited. So this is part of the Empowered Woman book / path series that I'm doing and interviewing amazing women that have read my book and left me a review on the book and want to come and chat about their insight and also their empowered path to a successful life, successful business. And I've been meeting incredible women this way. And I'm super grateful because I actually connected with you kind of before all this. And I was like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Do you want to participate? And you were like, yes. So super excited that we connected, that you reached out. And now I get to know more about you. So tell us, before we get through the 5 steps or begin, who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Tabitha CROCKER. I have 2 littles. I have a 4-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son. And I'm a membership coach and I live here in Alaska, but wow. I love helping moms who are online entrepreneurs to develop a deeper sense of community so that they can have their intentional on-purpose business and enjoy the journey while they're striving toward achieving those bigger goals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so huge. And well, like I was telling you before we started recording, all of these conversations have been so different, which at first when I had this idea of doing this, it's like, we're going to be walking through the 5 steps with every single person. Is this going to start getting boring? And I believe you're my 5th. I don't know. I kind of lost track, but I think you're my 5th. And it's been enlightening because they've all been different. And I think the way that I want to start, because I'm very curious, as we talk about notice yourself, because in the book I talk a lot about acknowledging who you are, your gifts, what are you naturally inclined to doing. I would love to hear the story of how you got to be so specific in helping women with memberships, because that's not just, I'm a business coach, I'm a marketing coach, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I understand sort of the path to that. I mean, everybody has different stories, but why memberships? Tell me more on how you noticed that skill.
Oh my gosh. It has been like the longest journey. I feel like probably 7 years ago, I started with a hobby blog. And then I realized I wanted to help moms to learn from the mistakes that I'd made. But then I was so lonely because I was like, is anyone reading this? Yeah. Like, am I actually helping anyone? And then it evolved to digital courses. And it was almost kind of the same thing. It wasn't as rewarding because I didn't have that connection. And then I tried one-on-one coaching, which I loved that, except that it didn't feel as energetic. And I felt like I had to have all the answers. And that wasn't my favorite. And then I tried group coaching, which was amazing because you get this incredible synergy of the people helping each other and working together and brainstorming. And then I didn't like the start and stop of that. I wanted something with more continuity. And so then I created my Mom CEO Club, which is a productivity membership. So we're all moms, we're all entrepreneurs, and we're all intentionally managing our time so that we can enjoy the journey, making sure that we're working toward our strengths and just being present with our kids. And then also being profitable in our businesses. And the key there is that the community and the coaching and the content, you needed all of those pieces. So I learned that a membership was the only way that I found where I could integrate everything to actually get my clients results. Otherwise, I felt like I was cramming content down their throats, or I wasn't there when they needed me, or I couldn't tell if what I was trying to help with was actually making a difference, or I had to have all the answers and I didn't always have all the answers.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Don't even get me started on the power of group stuff, especially with being 100% extroverted. And it takes time to start understanding these things about yourself as you're starting a business, that because so many people out there, and I think it's shifted through the years, say you need to do one-on-one coaching, and then you just feel like it's not enough and you need other people bouncing ideas off of each other, and it's just not the same. I'm happy to do that, and I feel like for certain people it is a lot more helpful than the group. But it's just a different vibe. And as a facilitator, I definitely resonate with that. And having my own membership too for the last almost 3 years now.
Awesome.
I love it so much. But that's a big part of the journey is noticing. And it takes time to notice these things about yourself and to acknowledge, because I'm sure from the moment you had the idea of, let me become this, mentor on this aspect, it took a while until you actually owned it and started talking about it.
Yes. And then a lot of it was a combination of trying, a lot of trial and error. You can't really get around that. So I had my membership for about a year and just felt like I was finally having a breakthrough. My clients were doing amazing. And then I was like, what if I taught them how to create this model in their businesses? And because it really creates that consistent, reliable, easily scalable income for being profitable, but then also scales their time so that they can have that time freedom to be that present mom and do those fun things with their kids.
Nice. Well, something that I just remembered that I haven't been asking in these interviews, and I probably should, is talking more about the Enneagram, and if there's a type that you resonated with, and then we can jump into the listen to yourself piece and have you share like what are some of the common conversations that you have with yourself that pertain to the type, the most prominent type.
Yes. Yeah. So I am an Enneagram 2 wing 3. Okay. So many parts of your book resonated with me, especially since you're a 3. Yes. And then the 2, just like wanting to help people, and exactly like what you had talked about it still is a huge part of what drives me and motivates me. But the shadow side of that, I guess, is that the people pleasing. And so I've really developed a lot in my ability to realize that not everyone is going to love me no matter what I do. And just really leaning into that. If I am myself authentically, I will attract the right people, repel the wrong ones, which is so beautiful for a membership, because I have just surrounded myself with these people who are like my clients, and I love and support them. They love and support each other. But it was a completely unexpected thing, the love and support I get back from them. Like, it's so reciprocal. And being an Enneagram 2, I need to know that I'm helping someone. If I don't know that I'm helping you, it's going to be like completely like unrewarding, and it's just not going to work. It's not going to motivate me or inspire me to keep trying to help you.
No, I feel that so deeply because I am a wing 2.
Yes, so
we have the reverse roles there. But I was just telling somebody the other day, they were asking me, so what is it that you really like in terms of, personal growth and in relationships? And I said, I like to know that I'm being useful, that I'm being needed, that I'm being helpful. So that's totally my wing 2 talking there. That's beautiful. So let's move on to the forgive yourself aspect. And you can touch on anything that you feel has been relevant in that sense in terms of your journey, whether it be family. In other episodes, we've talked about this, sometimes family antagonizing your decisions, especially business-wise. And I share about that in terms of my marriage in my book too. But how has forgiveness played a part in this journey for you?
I think the biggest thing for me is just kind of releasing these ideas that are completely fabricated, really. Like, it's the societal expectations, or the we should, or I should look like this, or my business journey. Like this person talks about this, 2-sentence soundbite about their massive overnight success. Like, why couldn't it be like that for me? Or like, why wasn't I born into like what is considered like stunning supermodel beauty, and just had all of these like kind of forgiving myself for the time, like quote unquote, that I wasted. Like my energy was completely drained in those directions, and having those thoughts of the woulda, shoulda, why wasn't I born differently? Why isn't my journey like look so cute and fit into this like amazing, like powerful statement? I'm like, well, mine's the 7-year journey of me like wandering around in the dark and trying every single thing. And well, that didn't work. Try something new. But at the same time, that experience helped me to know that where I'm at now is the right place, because I'm never like, oh, I wonder if I should try making a digital course. I'm like, been there, done that, wasn't my thing, you know? And then really just the forgiveness and focusing on everything happens for a reason. And you talk about this too, the taking the opportunity to learn from the experience. Like you never lose. You either win or you learn. And so as long as you choose to learn the lesson, it's all for a purpose. And I love that you can take now when you feel successful with anything in your life, and looking back, it's so easy to connect the dots. But when you're in it, you don't see it. You're like, I'm fumbling around in the dark here, like no idea like how I'm getting to this place I think I want to go. But then sometimes you don't even know for sure if that's what you really want or what you've been told to want.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so true. And when you step away from that and you look back, you said, "Oh, I had to go through that to get here." Oh,
yes,
revelation.
Yes, totally. You know, it's so funny. I had one of these moments recently because I just started my podcast, the Present Profitable Mom podcast, and I've been getting compliments on my voice. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that like in college, I, had like a secretary job, like a lot of us starting out. And I answered the phone and I always got compliments on my voice. And I was like, how random that that's coming full circle. And I'm like, why didn't I just go straight to a podcast? Like people said you have a nice voice. You should have just, and like literally 7 years later, I'm like, oh, I finally have that podcast that, should have been more obvious. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. But it's all timing. It happened when it was supposed to happen. But everything's connected. Nothing that we're doing today just started out of the blue, right?
Agreed.
The seed was planted at some point, and now we're actually seeing the fruit. And it sometimes takes 7 years. Sometimes it takes more than that. I love it. So tell us more about your amazing accomplishments in the Empower Yourself portion. Toot your own horn here. Congratulations on launching your podcast. That's a big feat, and it sounds like you're having a lot of fun. Tell me more.
Yes, I've been having a blast with the podcast, and it was something that I kind of put off for a long time because I knew it would be a lot of work, but it has actually been so much more energizing than I expected. Like doing this is so much fun. And I also people have been so supportive. And I was like, well, what if I book these guests and then they kind of ghost me? And none of that has happened. I think it's just that like you attract the right people, and the people in my world are reliable. They're supportive. They're encouraging. And it's been so incredible to contribute that to other people's lives and then receive that. And so I was telling you earlier, I had originally started with the Mom CEO Club, really helping people in productivity. And they were getting like really great results with enjoying their day more and just finding what those income generating tasks are in their business, and then having, like a seasonal bucket list to go try all these fun things so that they make sure to not forget about the fun in their days and in their weeks. But then it's been really cool to help people actually create memberships in their own businesses, because then they are really the beginning ripple effect of creating that. And I've just had some clients like mind blown with finally receiving that reoccurring income, like working so hard to launch a course, for example. And then, you get a few sales, and then it's back to the drawing board. Right. And so the membership is just giving people this opportunity to build and to cultivate this experience both for themselves and for their members. And it's been so rewarding to learn from them, like learning these things that I just hadn't really explored on my own. Like one of my clients, for example, she's a toxin-free lifestyle coach. And I'm like, I wash my hair with better shampoo that's toxin-free now. And some like a random gift that I hadn't pursued that, but I was kind of interested in it, but how fun. And then, I have another client who she did when she had outlined her membership, she had 6 founding members just from talking to friends who, she thought they might be interested in. And it's just, I don't know. And I think the big thing here too is really acknowledging the progress. It's like, it's awesome when you achieve the end result, but so often we miss those milestones along the way. And even the small things become the big things. And if you think about like embodying the experience that you want, I feel like I have the experience that I want now because I'm connecting with people. And as the money flows in, that is amazing. But I get so much satisfaction, fulfillment, and feel so good and enjoy my days, get this time with my kids, volunteer in my son's classroom, take my daughter to ballet, able to do all of these things. And that is really success to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so true. Oh, I love it. Way to empower yourself and others too with the work that you're doing. It's really full circle. Well, and as we reach the final step, last but not least, transform yourself. I think you've already spoken to that a little bit when it comes to your journey and feeling like you were in the dark for so long. Why didn't I start this sooner? All of the things. What is like the biggest transformation you feel, or in looking at your personal growth, because that's really what is happening as we're building a business, and then the business happens as a result of it. What is something that you were able to acknowledge about yourself and accept more, and in return has facilitated this big transformation, and then now you being able to help all these women with their memberships?
Yes, I think it's been twofold for me, because for the longest time I had a limiting belief around having to work hard and things having to be hard. And if it was easy, it wasn't worthy. And even just a story from junior high, I remember I tried out for track and field, and I've never been a runner, and I was terrible and I hated it. But, there was field and there was shot put and discus. And those were all, in my view, the lazy people, because they didn't want to run. And so it turns out I was very good at shot put. Like I've got like muscular legs and I'm very strong. And I just felt like that was so less than, because I was like, but the cool people are runners or whatever. And I just like remember that lesson, that when I finally threw shot, like I went to regionals as a freshman, like it was just this, why does it have to be hard? Why is what I'm naturally good at have to be like of less value and feel it that way? And so I've flipped the script and really leaning into like, how lucky am I that connecting people? Well, that sounds like fluffy, but not really. I mean, it's the thing that helps people not give up. And I feel like that is the number one thing that holds people back, is that they give up too early. And what makes the people who are successful different from those who aren't is simply not giving up. The things that crush other people don't crush us who keep going. And it's just a decision. Just decide to keep going. And if you feel like you failed, you can choose to learn and then make that a stepping stone. And you just never know how that's going to circle back into your future success.
Oh my gosh. You just preached beautifully. I love what you said. I should have taken notes. I'm going to have to listen back to this. But why is it that what we're naturally good at not good enough, right? Why is it? I mean, the reframe in that into being, this is what I should pursue, even if it's not what I think is more glamorous because I see it in somebody else. Why don't I decide that it is glamorous because I'm amazing at it, and then say it to people and they'll agree?
Yes. I know. I even think about this sometimes, because I feel like we've all had that friend who always has the coolest toy, like growing up, or like they're always doing the coolest stuff. And it's not necessarily like the most expensive or glamorous thing, but they just hype it up. Like, how awesome is it that I'm doing this thing? And you're like, well, normally I wouldn't have thought it was awesome, but you sure think it's awesome. So, wow, you are lucky that that's awesome for you. And it's like, wait, why don't we do that for ourselves? Not in a braggy way, but just like enjoying it and like, how awesome. Yeah,
exactly. No, you get to decide how you feel about something. This reminds me of a meme. I've been bringing this back in everything because it's so true. There's like little stick figures, and one of them says, or they're really, really sad, and it says, nobody gives a crap about me. And then the other one's super happy, and it says, nobody gives a crap. And it's like, wow, so I can do whatever I want. No one cares. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
So it's all perspective.
100%.
Oh, this is so good. I love it so much. Well, tell us more then. How can people work with you? You do have your membership.
Yes.
And you have other offers to support women in starting their memberships. Tell us more.
Yes. So my Mom CEO Club is more productivity, and we have some general strategy lab. It's amazing networking opportunity to connect with other people who are all moms. We do some live coaching. We do planning every month.
Nice.
And then my other main offer is my Membership Success Accelerator, which is where I teach mom entrepreneurs how to create an awesome membership in their own business.
Okay, that's amazing. I love it. And we'll make sure and have the show notes. But before I ask you how to find you and all the things, and you can share more about the how to find the podcast and stuff, my final question is, what is an empowered woman?
Ooh, look in the mirror and you'll see her.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. You have the best answers, catchphrases, easy and simple. That is so good.
It's that efficiency, that productivity in me. I can't help it.
There you go. It's true. I mean, just look at her in the mirror. She's right there. You have to look nowhere else. And she's there. That's awesome. Well, tell us how to find you, how people can connect with you.
Yeah, I am primarily on Instagram at Present Profitable Mom, and my brand new podcast, Present Profitable Mom, and presentprofitablemom.com. So easy to remember.
Super easy. And I'll make sure and have all those links in the show notes. Thank you so much, Tabitha, for joining me today. This was wonderful.
Yes, thank you so much, Marta.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. Go on ahead and connect with Tabitha. All her links are in the show notes. Thank you for joining me for this series. I hope you had a chance to listen to all of the episodes. And I do plan on continuing on interviewing women who have read the book and want to come on the show. So if that's something that you're interested in, once again, reach out to me and we'll get it booked. Until next time, bye.